And we're talking about stuff here. When we say on the cheap, at least for this part of the discussion, we're talking about not paying us.
Yeah.
Just so
and
you're
this
aware.
takes nothing but your time. This is you sitting down, setting up a basic Google My Business account. It's asking every customer, hey, will you go on Google and give me a review?
Right.
And it is also getting a website, which you're better off getting a professional website, but if you can't afford it, having one that you did yourself or your nephew who knows a little thing about the web do it for, a candy bar or whatever is better than nothing. And register your domain name as close to your company name as you can get.
Yeah, so don't pick if you're in, I don't know, pick a long city name like a multiple. Anyway, if you're in a city, just don't pick the city. Just don't put the city name in the .com. Hey there, guys! It's Nolan Walker and Jason here with HVAC Webmasters.
Howdy.
It's going to be today's topic is HVAC marketing on the cheap. The wordsmith
Which
Jason
we hate,
came up with a.
but we're going to talk about it anyway.
I don't hate it. I mean, it doesn't make us any money.
That's my point. That's why I hate it.
So let's say that you're just starting out, or you just don't have money for some reason. I don't know. You just don't
had
have
a rough
money.
year, whatever it is, it happens, and you got to do some marketing. But the budget is very little or nothing.
Basically nothing. I'm going to call this nothing. Like if the budget's almost nothing. Now, if you have money, you should spend it. Don't be an idiot and not spend any money because it won't. If you don't have any money at all, though, you want to add as an HVAC company, you want to add trucks and you want to grow.
Right.
You're not looking.
You don't want to be the guy actually going on the job site forever. At some point, you want to send other guys out.
Not by the time you're our age, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Somewhere around our age, you don't want to go out that much anymore. We run into some guys every once in a while, but anyway. So, all right. So you're starting out. You don't have money. You split up with a partner. Who knows? Something happened, right? So what do? You want to give them one? What do you do first? To like say they're just starting out. That's the easiest thing to talk about. They just started.
First thing, totally free. Google My Business account.
Yep.
Google My Business. It'll take you there. Follow the steps. The basic setup is easy. It's not.
I don't know. I haven't done it in so long. Everybody here does it. When's the last time you set one up? Has it been a while?
About a year ago.
I mean, we have staff that does it all, of course. But
we have people for that. And if you call us, you could have people.
You can have the people too, yeah.
But
that's the way
set
it
up a
works.
GMB, first thing, get yourself verified. At this point, you might want to get some help, even if it's just online documentation. You might want to look up to set up a service area and stuff like that. That's where it starts to get a little arcane. Pick your categories or category.
We do structured data markup and other stuff in there, but they're not going to do that, are they?
Well, you can't do that on the GMB account. They don't do anything.
We're not.
On
So
the account itself.
Yeah, but you can go in there and set up some things, and then of course the next thing to do, once they send you a postcard and get verified, you're going to start getting reviews.
Yeah.
And we're talking about stuff here. When we say on the cheap, at least for this part of the discussion, we're talking about not paying us.
Yeah.
Just so you're
this
aware.
takes nothing but your time. This is you sitting down, setting up a basic Google My Business account. It's asking every customer, hey, will you go on Google and give me a review?
Right.
And it is also getting a website, which you're better off getting a professional website, but if you can't afford it, having one that you did yourself or your nephew who knows a little thing about the web do it for, a candy bar or whatever is better than nothing. And register your domain name as close to your company name as you can get.
Yeah, so don't pick if you're in, I don't know, pick a long city name like a multiple. Anyway, if you're in a city, just don't pick the city. Just don't put the city name in the .com.
Yeah, don't do that. Okay, I didn't know where you were going with that. Yeah. Don't try to stuff your domain with keywords. Once upon a time that worked great, not so much anymore.
Just the name of your company. If you can't get the name of your company, add the state abbreviation onto
or
the end.
Inc. or Co. or something
LLC
like that.
or whatever.
Yeah, whatever you can.
I want to say something too about this cheap website you're thinking about getting. We're not saying that this stuff is going to work better than what we can do.
Not by a long shot.
Not by a long shot. We're just talking about things that you can do to get started, and we'll explain why in a minute. But I also don't want someone to misunderstand this and say, oh, well, the webmasters were going to do something for this much money, so if I pay half that much, I'll get half that much work.
Nope.
You won't. What you're going to pay for, you go buy a website, what you're going to pay for is a glorified hosting fee if you go with that pricing methodology. Really,
That mindset, yeah.
Yeah, that mindset. When Jason's talking about doing your own website, we're talking about doing the cheapest one possible.
Yeah, I'm talking paying $10 to register your domain, paying $5 a month for hosting, and then having yourself or someone you know who does it for free throw up a template for you.
If they can't find that, though, they can find someone for $50 or $99 max. If you spend more
total.
Total. Because if you're going to pay somebody $200 or something or $300, you just paid for a glorified hosting fee in most cases.
Right. They don't do 3 times as much work. They still do almost nothing.
They still do almost nothing, and then you just burned all of your money. So once you actually can afford to get great marketing like HVAC Webmasters, and then you get a return on it, it's great. But before that great marketing, almost all the industry is riddled with just sharks and salespeople and horrible agencies, right? So,
But putting up a crap site is better than no site.
okay, why? So they need to know why they need a crap site. Why do you need a crap site?
That should have been the
Google
title.
account?
Why you need a crap website?
Why do you need a crap website and a GMB account? Google My Business.
Because until you have those things, you don't exist. I don't care how long you've been in business. I don't care how great you are at your job. Google does not know you exist before you have the GMB account and the website. That's you standing up to the world and saying, hey, I'm here.
I'm here, and then over the course of 6 months or so, Google's going to go, oh, you're there and you're safe to do business with.
Because you've been there for 6 months.
You've been there for 6 months.
You didn't open and close. You didn't open last week, so we don't know if you're legit. You could be a front for money laundering or anything. Dang thing.
Well, 80% of the time it would be pornography.
Yeah, that too. But I was avoiding going.
Well, I'm not trying to. It's just that's 80% of web pages written.
Yeah,
is
sadly.
So they want to make sure you're safe, and a heavily weighted part of the algorithm that allows you to show up in rankings is trust and tenure. And you can shave off some of this stuff by opening up the Google account and getting reviews. We're probably going to go there pretty closely next, right?
Right.
To begin to get some reviews. And then all of a sudden you have a shot to show up. When you finally come to us for high quality work, you've got this nice little base already forming, right? So Google's like, oh, we know who you are. And I'm going to talk about some other stuff too, just for the sake of it. But they know that they go, oh, here's ABC HVAC of Wichita, Kansas, or wherever. And by the way, we should talk about that. I'm going to talk about that. How to pick a name. How to pick a name. Just make it, your name needs to be as unique as possible so that they can tell who you are as a brand.
Right.
I actually had somebody call me. It's a new HVAC client, actually. And the name of the company was the name of the city, Heating and Air. You may have seen them come through the system. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't like the name of it. I don't like the name of it, and the reason I don't like the name of it, I'm not going to say because it'll say the name of the company if I give you the city, but it's the name of the city, Heating and Air.
It's generic.
It's very
generic phrase.
It's all words that are phrase words.
Right.
He'd be much. I mean, could have been anything.
And keep in mind, doing that, naming yourself city name and thing you do name 5 years ago was considered genius SEO. You wanted to do that. Everybody was trying to do that. And so many people were trying to do that and creating confusion for the algorithm that Google changed how they weight things. And now they're looking for unique branding more.
Now, before anybody picks on Jason and I about it, there's plenty of companies that still have these names that show up well in the market. But guys,
they have tenure.
They have tenure, and they've been branding way, way longer than you just showing up on the scene.
If you were doing it 10 years ago, you've actually taken the generic phrase and turned it into your brand. But it's much harder to do that now than it was 10 years ago.
Because they can't delineate the information, tell what the hell you are. I just told this guy was acting like he was so brilliant, by the way, And he's a smart guy too. I'm not trying to dog him if he starts listening to this later or something, by the way. He's a smart guy, and he did what he thought was the best thing to do.
Yeah.
And he actually had bought the domain name from someone that went out of business, but the domain had already gone defunct.
Oh man.
So it was just a reuse of it anyway. But he was able to get some of these clients. He got the previous client list. But the site just went back up like it's already been like 8 or 9 months.
Like it was down for 8 or 9 months?
No, well, I don't know how long it was down. I just know it started over.
Oh, okay.
And it's been up for 8 or 9 months. But when you
Gotcha.
type this name in, which is the city heating and air, it doesn't register on his GMB doesn't pop up. Yeah, and so if you type in the city heating and air and the city and the state again, then it pops up. Yeah.
Okay. Just a little quick tutorial here. When you put in a brand name of a business, the right-hand sidebar, this is on a desktop search, obviously. The right-hand sidebar is, we either call that the GMB listing or sometimes the knowledge graph, depending on
Google My
where
Business.
it is
Yeah.
that day. Yeah, the Google My Business. If you type in your business name and that doesn't come up, Google is not clear on your brand. And that can be, even if you're not necessarily on the front page of organic results, if Google is clear on your brand, you can still come up on that sidebar. But if you don't show up there, then Google doesn't know who you are and you have a problem.
You have a big problem.
Yeah.
You have a
and
big
if,
problem.
And if you use a very generic phrase, especially if you just registered it, this year or something, you got a big uphill battle.
I was trying to get him to add the word co or LLC or Inc.
Anything to delineate a company.
Yes, but it's a DBA. And I'm like, oh. And it's in a litigious state. I'm like, then we really can't do it. It's like, because they won't let him change any of it.
Yeah, somebody will sue him.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, pick your name well. Make sure it's unique as all get out. If there's a company named something similar within, I'm not your legal counsel on this, by the way.
Depending on where
50
you are.
miles or so,
Yeah.
then you don't want to use the name. So let's say it's Apex HVAC, or what's a common HVAC name that everybody uses?
Oh,
Pro something.
Pro One.
Yeah.
All American.
Yeah. So let's say you use
Hot
one.
and cold. I've seen that one several times.
So if somebody's named something similar to that, like in an adjacent market, or it's too close, if it's within like a drivable metro range, do not use that name.
Yeah.
A lot of them are going to have heating and air in it or something like that because it's HVAC, but make sure it's very unique, the words before that.
Right, right.
So.
And if you think of a name and you think you're being clever, Google it first and see how many other people thought they were clever.
Yeah.
Coming up with that name, because a lot of times, and I'm saying this because we've done it. We've been like creating a product or something, and thought of, that's an awesome name. We're brilliant, and then we put it in. Oh, these 800 other people thought so too.
Yeah, and you're going to, of course, again, we're not giving you legal counsel here. We're just giving you some.
Yeah, I'm not talking about from a legal standpoint.
Yeah.
I just mean from a kind of just from a better
I know you
marketing
are.
standpoint.
I know you are.
Yeah.
I'm just wanting to say it again because I feel like we were headed down that road a little bit, but you'd want
As
to
a
make.
legal expert.
Yeah. No. Yeah, but make sure you're from a Google standpoint of them understanding you. Make sure your brand is unique enough, and that they really know who you are. So leads. Otherwise, gosh, let's go on. So if you have money, you should spend some money.
Right.
You really should spend some if you have some. It's not a smart idea to go, this is the workaround again. We're not trying.
Yeah, don't look at this and say, those guys are so stupid. They
Brilliant.
gave me the key to not paying them.
Yeah, but
no, we didn't.
It's not, and we're paid to do high-end skilled detail work, so you get a better grade on the Google side. But you can also pay someone to help you market your pay-per-click budget or Facebook ad spend as well.
Right.
If you're in a situation to where you're like, you got to get a lead tomorrow, you might go look at a lead service. I don't want to mention any of their names because a lot of people don't like them, but you know who, there's like 3 of them and you know who they are.
Right.
And you can go try leads from all these services. I don't know what their policies are, and of course I can't get involved in the, in the relationship with you and these leads companies, but try not to spend, try not to spend more than a month at a time with them before you try not to sign a term agreement.
Yeah, don't get yourself into an addiction situation.
Well, no, it's not. That's not why I'm in it. That's a whole different subject,
Yeah.
kind of. I know what you're talking. Jason's talking about pawning your future for a lead and never making your own company base. I'm more talking about. Gosh, what was I talking about? As far as the.
It's Monday.
As far as getting the leads from these people, well, I don't even remember. I lost my train of thought after that. But don't get tied into a term agreement, because if you spend money on a paid item, it should return pretty quickly. No matter how good the sales routine sounds or the company sounds or how much you talk yourself into it while you're, sitting there thinking about how much money you're going to make and you're doing some math on how few leads you need from them to make it work.
Right.
Don't do any of those things. Just try not to commit. When you're paying money for a lead, try not to commit for more than a month at a time, because you don't know whether it's going to work or not.
Right. And I would like to say that if you do have a little money to spend and you're thinking of buying leads, now, if you must have a lead today, absolutely buy a lead. But if you have a way of putting more time into it, a good SEO effort in the long term is going to return a hell of a lot more than a lead service, dollar for dollar.
Yes.
Definitely.
It is, and you're working on your own. That's what he was talking about.
But it does have to be a good SEO effort. It can't be a half SEO effort.
Yeah, you can't. You'd have a really hard time you can do some stuff yourself, and then you have a quality relationship with somebody like HVAC Webmasters to help with the technical aspect of it. And then you have this organic effort that you've worked on your own brand instead of giving all your money away for leads that continually escalate in cost.
Right.
You work on your own brand. It's a smart thing to work on your own brand. But we're giving you some ideas on what to do first as a brand new company, basically HVAC marketing on the cheap. So a GMB account, getting reviews to the GMB account, or Google My Business. Literally Google the term Google My Business, and you can figure it out. The cheapest websites you can find, because they're all going to be cheap, right?
Right.
And if you buy, I have people all the time, by the way, that come up and go, "Oh, well, Nolan, I pay, I only pay $300 a month now," and I'll say, "Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Bob. So you've been throwing $300 away entirely because they obviously haven't done anything."
$300 or less is the same as doing it yourself in terms of results.
Yeah,
I
pretty
would dare say.
Yeah. Unless we went crazy once in the past and happened to do one for that, which or something. we did 300 years and years ago.
Yeah.
But
I
anyway.
mean, yeah, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah. But anyway, so you've got to have quality services, or just do this inexpensive stuff, and then once you start making money, then up it. And it doesn't, frankly, it doesn't cost a lot to up it. It really doesn't. We do some really high-end organic efforts for much less than $1,000 currently.
If you get this stuff started and you get the ball rolling a little bit, then we can take it and run with it. I would also like to add social media. Now, obviously, you need money to run Facebook ads, but you can get on Facebook, get likes, get people that you know to recommend you on their own Facebook pages. Yeah. Facebook doesn't like to show business pages.
You could hustle the personal page, is what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, I was actually going to bring up. I know a local businessman that he's very successful marketing on social media, because rather than creating business pages and sharing stuff on those, he uses his personal page to push all his business interests.
I'm sure Facebook doesn't appreciate you sharing all
But
this
hey,
right now.
it works. He's quite
Is it not against their policy, though?
No, as long as it's your personal page, as long as you're not violating other rules about type of content, like lewd content and stuff like that,
Right.
You're fine.
Why would he? Why would he do that? I'm going to be.
None of his businesses touch that. That was just the first example that popped
All
up.
right.
Something you can't put up.
But yeah, so I'm empathetic to somebody starting out. Everybody starts somewhere, so this is logical stuff to do to start your business out.
And there's there might be things. There's an app called God, what's it called?
Facebook?
No, it's a different thing. Nextdoor.
Oh,
It's a neighborhood social media. You
Yeah.
sign up for it, and then it puts you in contact with people in your immediate neighborhood.
you could even do maybe your Ring account or something like. This guy just knocked on my door offering the best deals on HVAC market.
There you
HVAC. AC
I'm just saying there's other avenues. There's things like you can make sure that you're visible on stuff like Yelp
yeah,
and other listing
can.
services that don't cost anything. No, I mean they don't.
We
they
do
don't
your
promote
citations
or
for you on a higher level when the time comes. But
yeah, once you sign up with us, then we bang you out to all of them and make sure it's all tricked out exactly as it should be. But you can at least get yourself signed up on them, so that that's another signal to Google that you exist and have some degree of trust should be placed.
So
in
if you didn't do anything but 3 things, at least on a Google side, it would be the GMB verified, the Google My Business, get a website attached to it, and start getting reviews.
right on.
Simple.
And anybody can do those 3 things.
And then once you come to us, we're going to help explode stuff to a much greater market and level, more keywords, higher ranking, better work on your GMB accounts, integrated reviews and reputation management, all kinds of stuff. And then of course we can manage pay-per-click or manage Facebook ad spend. We can do Facebook ads funneling and stuff like that too.
yeah, the Wikes.
Yeah. I don't know. That's good. That's good enough,
good.
guys. Listen, you don't need to listen any more than this because if you're new starting out, you've got to keep it simple and just do a few things.
Yeah.
Right.
Do a few things, get yourself going. Once you get the ball rolling, give us a call.
If you got the money and you listen to this, you need to call us right now.
Call right now. Skip this crap and let us.
Yeah, what are you talking about? All right, see ya.
See ya.